Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ngubeni. On today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 challenges of living with rheumatoid arthritis. So the number one challenge that I have is obviously living with physical pain that is limiting, that is the joint pain. So obviously I have shared in my previous videos that dealing with the joint pain was difficult and it was limiting for me, as there were certain tasks that I couldn't do. I did share that at some point I could not get out of bed. It was difficult getting up in the morning, doing things such as like drinking, holding a cup of tea, brushing my teeth. Those tasks were difficult, so it is limiting for me. There are certain things that I had to ask people to do for me because of the joint pain. So that on its own is challenging and it's very difficult, especially in the beginning when you're still confused, you don't know what's happening with you, and now you have to rely on other people to assist you with certain tasks and activities. That was very, very difficult for me. It was not easy. So number two, it's maintaining a healthy diet. So obviously for me, maintaining a healthy diet means looking out for the foods that trigger my rheumatoid arthritis symptoms. Obviously now I did do a video talking about my rheumatoid arthritis food triggers, so I do know like what kinds of food triggers my symptoms, what's safe. But there are still some things that I'm not quite sure whether they trigger my symptoms or not. I will find myself having inflammation every now and then. Like for example, now I have joint pain on the joints of my fingers, but I do not know what has caused it. It's not much, it's not too much pain, but it's there, and I don't know what has triggered this pain at this particular moment. So there are still those moments, so I still do have to find out like what exactly triggers my rheumatoid arthritis pain, so that I can gradually remove that from my diet. So number three, it's remembering to take my medication. For me, with the fact that I have to take medication every day is not really a challenge for me. It's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I have to take medication. It was in the beginning, but now I am used to it. The challenge for me is remembering to take the medication every day. Not taking the medication every day, but having to remember to take the medication on a daily basis. That is the challenge for me. There are days, I won't lie, there are days that I forget to take my medication, and I'm still working around that. I want to be able to remember to take my medication every day without having to set an alarm. I don't want to depend on an alarm to remind me that I have to take my medication. So number four, the side effects of the medication. That is another challenge. When you start taking your when you are prescribed the medication, they will tell you that you can expect side effects. You can expect damage to your liver, your kidneys, and every time I have a bit of pain on the side, I get worried because I'm like, could this be my kidneys? I am so scared, guys. It's so scary. It's a scary thought when you have a bit of pain and you're thinking of the possibility of it being kidney failure on top of everything that you're already dealing with. It is scary, it is challenging. I am currently on medication for stomach ulcers. I did do a video on that as well, where I was talking about the medication that I was prescribed, and part of that medication is stomach ulcer medication, which I believe was caused by some of the medication that I was taking. And so that is one of the challenges that you have to deal with now. the medication that is there to treat the condition is causing other conditions. It's just a problem, So number 5, it is depression. It is depressing to live with a chronic illness. If you look at the factors individually, they are not much of a problem. Like I did say, having to take the medication is not much of a problem than having to remember. But if you combine everything together, the fact that you're dealing with the pain, the fact that you have to be mindful of the diet, you don't know what is going to cause the triggers and all of that, the medication, everything combined, there are days that you're gonna feel like, this is too much. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. So I just feel like it's important to have stuff like such as journals, to see therapists, just anything that will get you back into your mental health. It's important to deal with the mental health aspect, so that that as much as you are taking care of your body, you're also taking care of your mind. Just holistically, everything has to be okay so that you can function well. So number 6, it's fatigue. I also did a video on that. Fatigue is one of the challenges of living with rheumatoid arthritis for me. I am sure it is for other people as well. You sleep for a long period, you will wake up feeling tired. You are active for a long period. Let's say you decide, today I'm feeling energetic, I want to clean the house, do the laundry, everything. As soon as you finish those tasks, you will be so tired, your body cannot take all of that. So I have recently started exercising because I could see that I was starting to gain a bit of weight. I think it's the prednisone, because I remember the doctor did say that it has that effect of making you gain weight. So I see that I'm gaining a bit of weight, especially in places that I don't want it. So I was like, what, let me exercise. And I've been doing it consistently for 4 days. Yeah, it's been 4 days of consistently exercising, and I'm so proud of myself, but I am starting to feel a bit more tired than usual, which means my body is telling me that you are working me hard too much, you need to slow down. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna continue exercising, but I am going to slow down, because also it's important to stay active. So yeah. So number 7, another challenge with living with rheumatoid arthritis is opening lids and lifting stuff up, your mayonnaise jar, your bottle lids. Whew, that is difficult for me, especially if the thing is new. Let's say my sisters and I are out and we bought the 1.25 liter of Coca-Cola or Sprite, whatever cool drink. I won't be the one to open that, because I will try sometimes, and I just find it's difficult. It's close to impossible for me to open lids, and so lifting stuff up like a cup of tea. But now it's not that difficult for me to hold a cup of coffee and all of that. But in a bad day where my hands are inflamed and all of that, that is very difficult. So that is one of the challenges of living with rheumatoid arthritis. You have to ask people to assist you open lids. Let's say I'm in the house, I'm alone, I want to have some mayonnaise on my meal, or I want to make a salad and there is no one around. No mayonnaise for me, so that's one of the challenges. So number 8 it's deformed toes and fingers. This one is a bit of a touchy subject for me. It's making me a bit emotional every time I think about it, or every time I look at my fingers, because I used to have such beautiful toes and fingers. I used to have beautiful hands and feet, and now when I look at them, I'm like, sure, this disease has really ruined my hands and feet. So if you can look at my hands, you can see, sure, you can see. I don't even want to get into it, to dive deep into this topic, because it's a touchy subject for me, especially when I have to go and do my manicure and pedicure. Sometimes I feel a bit weird when somebody has to work on my hands. I'm like, phew, they don't look as good as they used to. So it's just I don't know. Anyways, let's move forward. Number 9, it's pregnancy. Oh my god, I feel like I've done videos on these points. I did also a video on pregnancy where I was talking about how it is possible for someone living with rheumatoid arthritis to get pregnant, but it should be planned. You should not fall pregnant by accident. I don't want to say mistake, because I don't believe it's a mistake, but by accident, let's say you do them things, you don't protect yourself, then accidentally you fall pregnant. You should not, while you are on the rheumatoid arthritis medication, because the medication is poison. It's not good for a fetus. The baby will be deformed, so you should not fall pregnant while on that medication. So this is something that you have to make sure does not happen. You either have to use protection or be on contraceptives, but do not fall pregnant while on this medication, because you might have to remove it, and I know that would be very difficult for anyone. Personally, I don't want to go through that. So in order to avoid the pain and discomfort, just protect yourself and make sure that you do not fall pregnant. And if it happens that you are ready to have a child, you're gonna have to have a conversation with your rheumatologist, so that they will put you on another medication, monitor you, so that when your body is ready and when it's safe for you to be able to carry a child, they will let you know, and then you can start trying for a child. So number 10, it is having to explain myself to people. This one, it's so exhausting. It is so exhausting. I feel like I constantly have to explain myself to people, I am walking slow on that particular day because my knees are inflamed. Why are you walking so slow? Now I have to explain, oh no, I am experiencing joint pain, or I cannot go up the stairs any faster than I am. I have to explain this to people. I cannot be able to do any particular task. I have to explain myself to people. I am tired. I remember a most recent incident where I was asked to do something which requires hard labor, and I was like, you know what, I was grumpy that day. I was grumpy. I had an attitude. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I cannot do that, and that person is like, no. I'm like, no, I cannot do that. I was not interested in explaining myself. I was just like, I cannot do that, because I'm like, guys, when it comes to my rheumatoid arthritis and going to the hospital and my medication, all of those things, I feel like I'm doing all of that on my own. You know, there's not like someone that is like supporting me, like, okay, here's transport money, here's money for medication, here is transport money to go to the hospital to collect medication, or all of that. I have to do this on my own. Even when I was unemployed, I had to make a way to find a way to save money to be able to go to the hospital and do all of that. So I'm like at a point where I'm like, you know what, when it comes to the management of this disease, I'm on my own. So I am not going to abuse myself in order to please other people. I've gotten to a point where I don't want to explain myself. If I'm unable to do anything, I will let you know I can't do that. I don't want to explain myself, and I know it's unfair because other people do not know what is going on with me, but I am just so sick and tired of having to explain myself all the time. But when it's time to take care of myself, to get to the hospital, to buy medication, to do all of these things, I'm on my own. So I'm not explaining myself, like I'm not doing that anymore. But there are instances where you like have to explain yourself. Like for instance, maybe it's a work situation, and you know, I remember that I was working at this other place, and sitting down for a long time would be so terrible for me, because the moment I have to sit up, it was a hassle. And now people are looking at me like, what's going on? Now I have to explain, no, I have this condition, rheumatoid arthritis. Anyways, guys, yeah, those are the top 10 challenges that I have as somebody that is living with rheumatoid arthritis. Thank you so much for watching the video. So if you happen to come across this video and it's your first time watching me and you sort of enjoyed the video, I know it's not a lot of people who will relate to this content, because you know, not a lot of people are dealing with rheumatoid, are affected. I know it's not a lot of people who like would enjoy my videos, because not a lot of people are affected by rheumatoid arthritis. But if you happen to like the video, please do subscribe, comment, like and share the video, so that you know it can reach the right people. I know there are people who need, you know, these videos out there, because when I started experiencing the symptoms, I did try to, you know, search on YouTube like what's going on with me, and I could not really find anything I could relate to. You know, the videos that I would find were that of medical practitioners, doctors, scientists, and I could not relate to those people. They were talking about facts and not their experience. So I just hope if there's somebody going through the same thing, I wish they would find this video so that they would know it's possible, you know, to go on. Even if it's rheumatoid arthritis, they will still be fine. You know, not that it's all like perfect, but life is not without challenges, even if you are not living with rheumatoid arthritis. So thank you so much for watching the video. Bye.